Yo, what up, what up? This Big Brandon Carter, BBC. If y'all been following my channel for any time, y'all know that I'm not a real big fan of isolation exercise. I like big compound movements, motherfucking bench press, deadlift, clean and press, squats, bent over rows, dips, you know, big compound movements, multi-joint movements. I'm not a big fan of isolation movements like cable crossover, one arm cable rows or some shit like that. Fuck that. That's good for bodybuilders, like if you're gonna be on stage, but if you just wanna put on muscle mass, you know what I'm saying, and you don't plan on going on any stages, then just fuck with the compound movements, man. That's gonna give you the most bang for your buck. That's how fucking athletes train, you know? Like I've trained athletes, I've trained pro athletes in the NFL and shit. All we ever do is big body compound movements and mostly hit cardio. And that's basically all I do, man. Like I don't really fuck with the isolation movements unless I'm doing a technique called pre-exhaust. So a lot of guys, they'll have a problem building their chest. I do a lot of benching, but I can't fucking get my chest bigger. My chest won't grow. Bench is a compound movement, you know, I like compound movements. Synonym for compound movement is multi-joint movement or multi-joint exercise, right? And that's because when you do a bench press, you move this joint and you move this joint, multi-joint. When you do a multi-joint, aka compound exercise, you're working multiple muscles. So you do your benching and you're working the fucking tricep. Yeah, you are. You're working the tricep and you're working the deltoid. All right, mostly the front deltoid. Side note: I never do anything specific for my front deltoid because I feel like it gets enough work from chest work. But I digress. You gotta remember that the tricep and the front deltoid are smaller muscles and weaker muscles than your pectoral muscles, man, your motherfucking chest. So a lot of times they'll get tired before the chest gets tired, before the chest actually gets worked. And so that's why some people can do a lot of bench work and not develop their chest. They might just develop their tricep and their deltoids. So if you have this problem, a good technique is called pre-exhaust, where you do an isolation exercise prior to your compound movements. Synonym for isolation exercise is single joint exercise. A single joint exercise, aka isolation movement, for chest would be like a dumbbell fly, you know what I'm saying, or cable crossover, or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying, and where you just move this joint, right, and you take the tricep kind of out of play, right. So like you're just doing this, bam, now you're just working the chest. If you got like cables or something, imagine I have two cables right here and I'm just working up in there, working the chest. So doing like cable crossovers or something like that prior to bench, now you fatigued your chest first, right? So now when you do bench, you'll feel it more in your chest because it's been pre-exhausted. You know what I'm saying? Your chest will get fatigued at the same rate or maybe before your triceps and your deltoids, right? So like it's a good move. It's an advanced technique. I mean, it's not something I do all the time. I do it every once in a while just to switch shit up, man. Or footage I'm showing you is I visited a family member in Philadelphia, and I stayed in a hotel, and the hotel just had light weights in the gym, so I knew that the dumbbell press wasn't really enough. I'd have to do 1,000,000 reps to hit failure. So what I did was I did a pre-exhaust first with the lighter weights, then I did a compound movement with the heaviest weights they had in the gym. So it's just a good way to switch it up, man. It's a good way to switch up your chest routine if your gains have slowed, or if you're just not responding to traditional chest movements like bench press. You know, this is one factor. So I hope that helps. I hope I explained it well. Yeah, pre-exhaust. Basically, to recap, pre-exhaust, do an isolation movement, do your isolation movements before your compound movements. It's the reverse of everything you've been taught, but sometimes it's good to just switch it up, all right? Hope that helps.